So here we start. So today we'll be getting a glimpse of HTML and CSS, like what exactly it is. So I believe almost every one of us has had must be having a bit of idea about, or maybe you are into development of HTML CSS. But we'll be having just an intro, and I'll be focusing on the tech part. And my friend Yanshu, Manur, you can ask them, or they'll be interacting about the general things about HTML and CSS, so that we guys prepare you for the next session, which would be on JavaScript, or we can have more extensive session on CSS selectors later on. So the agenda is I need to end this event by 6, so we have around 40 minutes, and this would be more of a general event as already mentioned. The OpsDev Club, the main idea was to create a platform where everyone can learn with the hands-on project like thing. So very soon, like most probably after the next session, we'll be creating few projects in OpsStep Club itself, and that would most of them would be open source projects, like projects which can have the capability to influence someone's life. It could be as small as a shallow appointment taking application, like when you go to a shallow and small shallows like near your house, and not branded ones. So you have to go there, wait for your turn, and then your turn comes in. Then you are invited for the haircut and stuff. So we can even create such applications where we can help these small businesses with some real problem solving thing which we have learned, which we'll be learning through this OpsDev Club and the engineering process. Does I invite everyone for to join us on our Discord server, and we'll be selecting specific people who are more into who really wants to get into problem solving and stuff, and they'll be given some. So they'll be given specific roles so that they can start contributing on the projects. I'll be sharing Discord link in the chat. Kansha, could you please share Discord link in chat? Wait, I got the link. Yeah, thanks. So we have shared Discord link. You guys can join on our Discord server, and then there be like, please go into the rules section, check the small green button so that you abide by the rules which we have designed, and then you can take your roles, like you're learning a few steps or you're about to learn or you want to learn. It totally depends on you, but make sure to be a member with a green tick. So we can assign you some good roles depending on whether we want you to be collaborating on the open source internal team, or you'll be just collaborating on the project. Project collaboration will be open for all, but in specific development team, they'll be selected by us. Now coming to HTML thing. HTML, CSS, and front end and hands-on. Okay. So I hope everyone has installed VS Code. Is VS Code installed in everyone's computer? If yes, please confirm so that we can move on. Yeah, or I'll. Anyone wants me to wait if like they need some time to install VS Code? Nice. Let's go ahead. I'll be like, let's start. So this is our VS Code. To get started with HTML. So HTML started way back in 1960s or 70s, and when the founders they started sharing documents which they used HTML as a markup language. HTML is not basically a programming language. It's a markup language where we define stuff which needs to be get done, because in HTML you can't provide direct logics which you want to act upon. So you need JavaScript to insert logic into our HTML code. And I have a short analogy which I have learned in my way learning to code. So HTML is your skeleton. On skeleton, you put on your skin, that's CSS, and skin or cloth, both is CSS. And then the functionality which we have, like we are able to see, we are able to interact with things, hands movement and stuff. These are all. This can be added. This functionality can be added to our code using JavaScript. So JavaScript is more of a functional aspect of the HTML front-end web development or any development, because now these technologies are used into developing mobile applications using cross native platforms. so you can create anything if you know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And recently, SpaceX sent their mission to ISS. They used JavaScript for designing their UI and the backend part of their code. So JavaScript is really getting hot in the market. Let's start with first of all, what you need to do is once you start VS Code, these are basic things, but I need to share once. You need to open a folder, then select a folder which you want to where you want to store your files. On my desktop, there is HTML section which I have selected, and you need to select. Then the file opens up. That's the first time file I'm creating, index.html. Whatever I'll write here, like hello world. It's automatically a markup language, so it will be displayed on my web page. Let me show this. Hello world. But to structure this document, we use HTML boilerplate, and those boilerplate are. I always use the shortcut in. So this is how it starts, like HTML, and then we have head tag. So the most important tag in an HTML document is the first HTML, and then we divide our web page into different sections like head, and in head there goes title and the files we want to add. Like when we search Google, and there are some listings like google.com or Chandigarh University, and then there are some meta tags, that is basic description which feed into the website where people can see what the website is about. So those information go into meta tags. Those are basically used for search engine optimization and stuff. So in HTML we have head tag, and in head tag we have title. So title is जब भी हम किसी वेबसाइट को ओपन करते हैं तो दिस थिंग लाइक CSS, this is the title of the website. यहाँ पे कोई default title नहीं, that's why it's showing the name of the page itself. So whatever we add to the title goes into our tab, Chrome tab or any browser tab which we use. Then goes in. Okay, if you want to link few files, I'll talk about linking and file stuff later. Then goes in body. This is where the thing happens. Like whatever we add to our file, this will be displayed on our web page. Like let me add. I am Pavit. And once I refresh this, I am Pavitra will be visible here. But this is not the correct way to add any file to your data to your HTML file. If for every specific things there's tags. So paragraph tag is for add some data. Like if we add this is a default to generate a long content on VS Code. That's why I love VS Code. So this is visible in here. Let me refresh. So this is a paragraph tag, and to verify how is it a paragraph tag, so there are some developer tools. This could be a topic of discussion later on, but this is a paragraph tag. Give me a second, let me show you Wikipedia. So let's search about HTML. So in this page, these are paragraphs. This is the paragraph. This is the paragraph. The page is divided into paragraphs. Here we have lists. Here we have ordered. Sorry. Here we have ordered list. These are the way to create lists in HTML. These are headings like HTML. Let me show you. Control Shift I. So on my screen, the first tag I have selected is Flexi. It's written P. These are paragraph tags, and as I mentioned, these are list tabs, like the way we create lists in HTML. Let's come getting back to this thing. Okay. So now these are the basic elements. The other basic element is heading tag. So it ranges from H1 to H6, and whatever we add to here, like heading, this would be a very large heading on our HTML page. And there are subsequents like H2. This would be a small. So the size keeps on decreasing as you go from H1 to H6. These are the 6 level of headings in HTML. To show everyone what we can do with HTML, we recently made this website using just HTML and CSS, nothing else. I'll share the source code to this website. Here it is a bit about me, like I'm Pavbyte, aka my name, and then a bit of my introduction and my, you can say, my achievements and the first session which we had in Step Club. And if you inspect the source code of this page, so you can see, as I mentioned, head tag is there, then there is a title, example, then we have body, in body we have header. Header is basically for the thing which is visible here, Pavbyte, GitHub, and the header part. Then we have the main section. Main section consists of everything about the body of the web page. So this is a section in the main section. This is a section in main, and this is the third section in main, and then comes the footer. So this is how the source code goes. This section is for the first thing, then the second section for the second one, and then the third section for the third one, and then the footer comes website's footer. So this is what I was talking about. I was about to talk about semantics in HTML. So in HTML, like there is a image which I can share for better understanding. So this is the image I found online. So header is there, then nav bar. You can add nav bar into header. Then you have articles, and articles are divided into section, and sections are then divided into paragraphs. And then the side thing, like the side table which was there in Wikipedia, that's a side, and then comes the footer of the web page. I'll share this now. Coming to the development, and the exact development happens the way is, I'll share the way to create a boiler point. So this is the default boilerplate that comes in VS Code automatically. And the extension which I was talking about, live server. So once you install live server, you will find go live button in the menu. So once I add something to, like, okay, helping people learn HTML and CSS. Sorry for the typo. Then comes the paragraph tag. Here we are. And once you click on go live button, so it will automatically start this, and then you can, like, once you edit anything in here, like p, and then I add a lorem ipsum of 25 characters, 35 characters, sorry, it will automatically get displayed here. You don't need to refresh every time. So this saves you a lot of development time. And the two extensions which I was talking about was Prettier and this live server. So Prettier helps in formatting your code. Like once ever, like if I create a mess and I right click and format document, it will automatically format. It's already structured as of now, but if there is a mess, then Prettier will reformat the document as per the standard practices of HTML. Let's add some more data. We can create lists, like we have 7 attendees as of now. 7 attendees, so we'll be creating ordered list. Ordered list, what happens is it will automatically number them 1 2 3 4. So if I create list of my name is Bhagat, then the second goes list is Harsh, third element is Yanshu, So this is how it comes up. So these are the list of numbers that are displayed on the web page. And the other thing is ordered list, and the other one is unordered list. So whenever we work with footer or header, so the website which we are recently developing, I'll share a bit how we have done that. So this is the navbar we have made. So in here you can see we haven't used the ordered list thing. So basically in footer we use unordered list so that we don't get the numbers, to avoid the numbers like the unordered list, and these are the list elements. So if we do the same in here, the numbers won't be visible. To create unordered list, there is a tag ul. This is how they are unordered now. So to structure a basic HTML layout page, you need bunch of tags. That most important ones are paragraph tag. You need to follow the semantics first. So to integrate semantics, what we'll do is we'll divide the page and body into three main segments. The first one is header, header or head. Okay. And then we'll be segmenting it into main. This will consider the main body of the page, and the last one will be footer. And then we'll be dividing the main part into segments so that everything is structured in a box layout format. So with box layout, we can differentiate our code and we can style them as per our requirement as it becomes easy to style and stuff. And in I'll write a bunch of comments in header. We add navbar and links. The special thing about comment is this won't be visible on the web page. Like if we refresh, oops, oops, what happened? Okay, there is nothing to show. So we'll be adding a paragraph tag. Hello, with and this would be, I'll be adding this into a section as I divided. That's the best way. That's semantics. Now what if we add more paragraphs? If I copy this and replicate, so this is how the website structure will come up. And now we need to, like, adding images and stuff I'll be sharing in the next session, because and then in header we'll be adding to add link. First then we'll be creating lists. In list we'll be using a tag which is href, which helps us to go into another page. Like href is used as a navigator. So if we use href and we type in http //www.google.com, and here we write Google. So this will take us to the Google's page. And one more, http //www.google.com. So here we are adding first link. Link will be hidden under the name, because if we directly add link, the link will be visible and it will look odd. Okay, let me show this. Let's copy this. So if you are building your portfolio website and stuff, so that will go as HTTP. Here you add in your GitHub profile or LinkedIn profile and whatever stuff. And between the anchor tag, you'll be adding LinkedIn. So this will make a hyperlink and connect you to your domain. Sorry, the link which you want to share. So here it is, Google. Then comes here and goes YouTube, and then goes LinkedIn. I haven't added anything to the LinkedIn one, and YouTube one is not visible because this is important if you want to make the link visible. Test. And check which I did is I've added every section in the same li. So if for particular a one li opening and closing tag means one element in the li bracket. So I need to add another one. So here I'll remove this, and then I'll be adding one more li. And then here will go the third YouTube link, test link. And then I'll hit Control S, and the document will automatically format it because I'm using Prettier for the format and stuff. So here it is. So and now what will happen is when you will be making your own website, so in general the navigation tab is horizontally aligned, not vertically aligned. So there are few CSS properties which helps us align our tab in vertical. Like I'll show you the real example here. So here we have a bunch of LIs, and what we are using, there is a class we have designed using CSS. So the class name is navbar nav, and in navbar nav we configured so that the list elements are visible in horizontal way. Let me see if the code is in here. The CSS is used. So once I discuss a bit about CSS, then only I can show you what CSS is. So now comes the fun part, CSS. So what if I want to style this, like add some styling to boilerplate? There, it's not a specific term. Boilerplate. Rishabh, let me answer. I'll be answering your question. So boilerplate code is the HTML, the code which is automatically pre-formatedly generated. ऐसा ना कि this is the boilerplate of this stuff. like कुछ ऐसा करने के लिए there are some predefined stuffs or tags which is automatically given by the. So what they are generally called as boilerplate thing. Let me find an analogy so that I can give a more interactive answer to the boilerplate thing. So as I mentioned, to start a HTML document, you need to follow the basic structure of an HTML code. पहले HTML टैग लिखना है, फिर बॉडी टैग लिखना है, फिर सॉरी बॉडी के पहले हेड टैग लिखना है, उसमें लिंक ऐड करना है. तो इन सबसे बचने के लिए द शॉर्टकट इज just exclamation mark in VS Code. जब ऐसे exclamation लिखने पे it automatically creates a abbreviation, like puts in all the basic structure of your website on the VS Code terminal editor itself. इसको बोलते हैं boilerplate. So from here your development starts easy. And this is very important in a HTML document. Without underscore doc type HTML won't understand कि HTML5 use कर रहे हो. So there were pretty much versions of HTML. So from 2016 or 2017, the HTML 5 version. So इसमें क्या होता है कि most of the things are automatically responsive. The responsiveness, like देखो अभी ऐसे ये हमारा web page है, so we have made it responsive. इसमें क्या होगा कि when stretch it will expand and small, so the sizes and everything will be automatically structured. अगर HTML5 इसमें भी HTML5 used है, तो ये automatically resize होता रहेगा. Is it visible? So to save a lot of development time, you use HTML boilerplate. Okay, then comes. Let me show you a real example. So this website, it was not made using the semantics in HTML, the proper format of HTML. तो यहाँ पे काफी सारी चीजें ना गड़बड़ हो जाती है. Let me show you. ये देखो, गायब हो गया ना आधा. Like if you are able to listen, please respond because ऐसे one way मजा नहीं आ रहा. I'm not enjoying. इससे अच्छा Google Meet रहता है. तो और इस क्लाइंट, ये हमारा एक क्लाइंट भी है हमारी कंपनी का, तो इनको चाहिए था मॉडर्न एज वेबसाइट. सो व्हाट वी डिड, we came up with something this a new style. Let me show. So this is the website we designed for them. अभी इसमें ये पूरी responsive है कि everything gets automatically structured and all the information is segregated into a single page. और ये प्रॉब्लम भी रिजॉल्व, तो ये इनका रीजन था, मतलब इनके साथ ऐसा प्रॉब्लम हुआ कि दे डिडंट, इनका जो डेवलपर है, दे डिडंट यूज प्रॉपर HTML semantics and the way they formatted their code was not up to the standards, industry practices, proper standards. So this is the, now once you are in a proper boilerplate, your web page will behave properly and the responsiveness will automatically work. Added the basics. Now coming to the paragraph thing done, on ordered listing done. Then comes adding image to our HTML page. Like you want to make a website and you need to add few images into your section. So let's make a new section.
Pavitra, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I just wanted to ask one thing. So the example that you were showing of a responsive web page, so if it is accessed from different platforms, if somebody is accessing from phone or from let's say tablet or anything else, वहाँ पे भी it will be responsive, right?
Yes, that is what responsiveness is. मतलब ये स्प्रिंग एज की वेबसाइट दिख रही है, अगर आप इसको फ़ोन पे खोलोगे तो ऐसे फ़ोन का स्क्रीन साइज छोटा हो जाएगा. तो दिस इज हाउ द पेज विल बी विजिबल. तो इसमें क्या हुआ, इन्फॉर्मेशन गायब हो गया, वॉइस एंड एसएमएस एपीएस गायब हो गया.
ओके.
सो जैसे अगर ये रिस्पॉन्सिव होता है तो सब कुछ ऑटोमेटिकली लेआउट हो जाता है एंड सारा डेटा प्रॉपरली विजिबल होता है. ये तो था जैसे हमने जो द थिंग विच वी डेवलप, ये हमने अभी 3 सेक्शन में डिवाइडेड है. Once it gets into a smaller screen, तो ये automatically vertically layout हो जाएगा.
Okay. And this happened with the help of
HTML5 with the semantics which we used, and then the main reason behind this is Flexbox, which is the concept of CSS. तो Flexbox में क्या होता है, I'll be explaining. इस CSS ज़्यादा डिटेल में अगले बार करते हैं. इसमें CSS में क्या होता है, जैसे this screen is divided into 12 units, और ये अभी क्या हो रहा है कि 4 यूनिट तीनों बॉक्स लिया है, 4 4 8 4 12 ऐसा हुआ ना. और अगर हम इसको ऐसे रिसाइज करेंगे तो इसी 4 यूनिट को ये नीचे हॉरिजॉन्टली वर्टिकली स्केल कर देगा. ये 4 यूनिट यहाँ है, फिर 4 यूनिट ये, फिर 4 यूनिट ये. तो इस तरह से ये दिस इज हाउ दे मैनेज रिस्पॉन्सिवनेस बिहाइंड द सीन लाइक स्क्रीन. और देयर इज सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट प्रॉपर्टी होती है बॉक्स मॉडल. आई शो. बॉक्स मॉडल इज बेसिकली फॉर डेवलपर्स. लाइक हमारे लिए बॉक्स मॉडल में डेवलप करने से फ़ायदा होता है कि वी कैन विजुअलाइज एवरीथिंग कि हमारे किस तरह से वो डेटा अलाइन हो रहा होगा. जैसे ये बॉक्स मॉडल का क्या बोलते हैं, विजुअल है डेवलपर टूल्स के लिए. तो दिस इज व्हाट एग्जैक्ट बॉक्स इज लाइक. ये रहा एक बॉक्स. इससे ये पता चल रहा है यहाँ पे कि ये हमारा इंटरनल एलिमेंट, डेटा एलिमेंट है. उसके बाहर का ये पैडिंग है जो खाली एरिया में दिख रहा है. देन दिस इज द मार्जिन विच वी हैव. इस तरह से आप यू कैन स्ट्रक्चर योर एलिमेंट. अगर इफ आई ऐड अ बॉर्डर टू दिस, तो यहाँ पे जो बॉर्डर वाला एरिया ना, यहाँ पे बॉर्डर एडेड हो जाएगा और वहाँ पे उसका डिमेंशन लिखा रहेगा. तो इसे सब कुछ विजुअलाइज करना आसान होता है कि दिस इज द कंटेंट विच आई हैव एंड दिस इज हाउ आई हैव टू पुट. अगर एक छोटा सा और एग्जांपल दे देता हूँ. एंड यहाँ पे भी क्या हो रहा है कि ये 2 एलिमेंट है मेरे पास. ये इट्स अ रो एंड दिस इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 2 कॉलम्स, जहाँ पे एक कॉलम में मेरा ये इमेज है एंड द सेकंड कॉलम इज द पैराग्राफ एंड हेडिंग. HTML इज मोर अबाउट पुटिंग योर फाइल्स इनटू स्ट्रक्चर, ताकि वो बाद में उसके बाद स्टाइलिंग करते हैं.
Okay.
If I turn off the CSS, अगर इस वेबसाइट से CSS हटा दें, I'll show you how it looks. This is how it looks without CSS. this is what I was showing. कि आप लिंक्स बनाते हो li यूज करके, अनऑर्डर्ड लिस्ट, GitHub, LinkedIn, और फिर नीचे ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर हो जाता है. 2 images without CSS, and once we reload, ये सब. Okay, let's do with Netflix की वेबसाइट. ये रहा नेटफ्लिक्स का वेबसाइट, तो CSS हटाने के बाद.
Okay.
So you can experiment with different websites इनके source code के साथ. You can see how they have structured things. So this is, और ये box model is very important. Like if free time में you can check what exactly box model is, and then we can discuss about CSS.
ठीक है.
हाँ, और कोई question है? You want to ask something?
The indentation part जो HTML में चल रहा है, that is also like specific tags के लिए वो अलग से indentation है, right?
नहीं, ऑटोमेटिकली इंडेंट. प्रीटियर यूज, आप अगर प्रीटियर यूज करते हो तो इट विल ऑटोमेटिकली इंडेंट. HTML को इंडेंटेशन से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. यू कैन ऐड होल कोड इन अ सिंगल लाइन. पाइथन वाला हिसाब यहाँ पे नहीं है.
ओके ओके, ठीक है.
So I'll be like ending the session here. Next session we'll be discussing about CSS.